Okay, we have New Zealand coach Anthony Hudson here. First question, Anthony, please share with us your thoughts about the match that just unfolded.
Yeah, look, obviously the first game of the tournament, we wanted a better result than we did. So we're slightly deflated in the fact that we come away losing the game 2-0. However, you know, playing against a very, very strong Russian team, I thought they were good tonight. I thought they were, you know, very, very positive. They caused us problems. However, off the back of that, I think overall we showed a lot of spirit. And certainly plenty of positives to take to the next game for us.
Second question. Mr. Cherchesov paid a compliment to your team that you are developing a very youthful base. How did you see today's experience in terms of that journey for these players?
Well, I think, you know, we don't get a lot of opportunity to play against top teams, so this was an unbelievable experience for us tonight. And I think, you know, we come away from this, we're going to learn a lot from this game. And, you know, the manner of the way we develop our team and the way we work, we'll look at everything from tonight, we'll learn from it. And as I said, there's definitely a lot of positives in there, because tonight was it's tough to open a tournament, and it's tough to play against the home nation, especially in front of a home crowd like tonight. And one thing's for sure, you know, going 2-0 down, but still showing a lot of spirit and a lot of fight and trying to win the game in this type of environment was very, very promising. So there's a lot for us to build on.
Okay, let's go to the floor. We'll start here.
Hi, Coach. David from SNTV. Commiserations. How disappointing was that? Because it took the side a long time to really test the back line, and we saw a couple of chances, right, one after the other, really. But, I mean, that was probably around the midway through the second half. How disappointing was that? It took the attack a long time, really, to get into the game.
Yeah, look, the game didn't go how we wanted it to go. And, you know, the first half was quite scrappy for us. I think it was important for us that we wanted to stay in the game as long as possible. I think the goals, you know, certainly the first goal was preventable. You know, we've giving the ball away in a really bad area. I thought the second goal, I thought we could have done a lot better, winning the ball higher up the pitch. I think we dropped off at the wrong time. So I think, look, they were, albeit they caused us problems, and we know that. I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't, but you know, the goals were quite disappointing for us. And look, we were disappointed with the first half. Second half, really pleased with the improvement. You know, pleased with the spirit. Pleased with how we kept trying to get back in the game. And look, ultimately, that, you know, we got beat by a very good team tonight.
Arno Richter, German press agency. What are your thoughts about the situation before the match, when there was speeches and your team had to wait for minutes and stretch to keep warm? Yeah. Have you ever experienced it? Do you think it is a good idea to have it before an important football match?
I mean, I've actually, I've had a couple of scenarios in my career where we've had to wait quite long. But look, we knew, playing in the home nation in front of a big crowd like this, we knew the sort of scenario with who was coming to the game and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if that played a part or not. I just, you know, what I do know is that the home team were incredibly motivated, full of running. They looked sharp, they looked quick. And they kept, they really kept going. They caused us a lot of problems in the first half. So, look, it was just one of those things. I can't sit here and say, that's the reason why, for whatever. So we knew the scenario we were in tonight.
Тарутынов, Олимпийская панорама. Вы сказали, что проявили боевой дух. Вам нужно было отыгрываться. Тем не менее, вот все-таки агрессивности хватало, на ваш взгляд, или нет? Матч прошел без желтых карточек. Насколько часто практика вашей сборной такие матчи?
There were no yellow cards, and does it often happen that you play matches like this? I'm asking about your career.
I mean, I've never, really looked at a game and judged a game on how many yellow cards there have been. But if you're asking me if I think we could have been more aggressive, and absolutely, when you come away and you haven't won a game and you lose 2-0. There's going to be parts in there where you would want to have been more physical, more done your jobs better, competed a little bit more. That's what happens when you concede goals. So, overall, disappointing result. But certainly I wouldn't judge it based upon yellow cards or red cards.
Вас называют английский Моуриньо. С кем вы сравнили сегодняшнего своего оппонента Станислава Черчесова?
But whom would you compare Mr. Cherchesev to? Would you compare him to another coach, to a famous coach?
Look, I personally don't like being compared to anyone, so I wouldn't compare him to anyone either. What I will say is, I have a huge amount of respect for him. We've been following this team for quite a while, and I've seen big developments in the team over the course of the past 6-7 games. Way back when they play, I think Qatar and all that sort of thing. So the team's improved. The team's improving, and I know the coach has had a difficult time with the media and the situation. There's been a lot of pressure, and I think he's dealt with it really well. I think he's been incredibly composed. He's stuck to his plan. He's stuck to his convictions, and as you see, I think he's paying the price. So, no, I have a huge amount of respect for him. They're a good team. They look really good tonight. They look sharp. They look quick. They cause us problems. They're incredibly dangerous on the counter-attack, and they've got some good players in there. So, look, I think they're definitely on the right lines in terms of how they're building their team.
The other two teams in the group, Mexico and Portugal, probably a step up in class, really. What are you going to need to tell your players ahead of those two games?
Well, we have to be incredibly single-minded, mentally tough. We have to recover very quickly. We have to take confidence in the fact that we played Mexico last year and we did very well against them. So we know their team well. We have an extra day on, leading into the game on Mexico. So look, we know this tournament for us is an incredible opportunity for us to keep improving and make sure we're ready for the World Cup qualifiers in September and in November. And we don't have many games like this. We don't play many games against top opposition. So this is an incredible learning curve for us. But we won't be going to the next game and using it as a learning opportunity. We want to prepare properly. We want to do everything we possibly can to make sure we go into that game and get a result. So, look, in the game tonight, there were parts of the game that were very promising for us and very pleasing. So we want to look at that, and we want to take that into the next game. But we're not gonna we're doing nothing, but we're gonna get the mentality right to make sure we go into this game and we approach it the right way.
Time for one more question. Here.
Спортэкспресс. Вопрос о сборной России. Два вопроса. Первый, кто из футболистов вам больше понравился сегодня? И второй, это считаете ли вы после этой победы, после хорошей игры сборной России, нашу команду, сборную России, фаворитом
Russia can be called, one of the favorites of this tournament?
Well, to answer the second question first, we've only seen one team play, so I don't think we can talk about who's the favourites. I think they're a very good team. I think having home advantage is definitely a help, and I think we saw that tonight. I think the crowd, you know, everyone that was attending the game, you know, the whole atmosphere, I think really helped the team. So that definitely works in Russia's favour. And then with regard to players, look, I think, you know, I think tonight there were a number of players I thought they did well, but I think that, you know, Smolov, I think, was definitely someone that I personally have liked, and I think he did very well tonight. But to me, they're an organised team. They're very organised. They're very hard-working. They've got some quality in there, and plenty of fight and plenty of spirit. So definitely a team in this tournament that I believe, with the home crowd, with the support, with a bit of momentum, can go on and do very well.
Thank you very much for your attendance at the 2 post-match press conferences. Mr. Hudson, thank you also.
Thank you.